In this video, I'm going to color match my dot markers, mild liners, and Erin Condren dual tip highlighters with my Erin Condren Monthly color scheme using this free printable color coding key sticky note. Hi, I'm Kristen and I post functional planning videos on my channel a few times a week. If you're like me and you need a gentle reminder to just keep it simple, please make sure you're subscribed and I'll be right back. I have been trying to make this video for so long. I drew out a two-page spread in my notes section of my Erin Condren Monthly Planner to do this, to test out all of my colors. But I have so many colors of markers and highlighters and pens. I just got overwhelmed with the idea of having to find just the right color for every month here. You can see I did it in August, but I kind of just decided that I didn't need to do that and that I just needed to keep it simple and find the right colors from the selection of markers and highlighters that I used the most, instead of just every marker in my entire collection. So I grabbed my color dot markers. These are the Zig dot markers. These are mild liners, and these are the Erin Condren dual tip dual ink highlighters that have the black on the other side. And I am just going to find the right colors out of these that match the monthly colors. And what I'm going to do, instead of having this note section in the back, because I never look back here, I need something that's going to be functional for me. And even though I love the idea of having that note section, I just rarely look back there. So I created this color coding key, and I've already been kind of playing with this page, and that's why it's like that. If you watched my previous video, you would have seen it. I did the color coding on my power sheets here. So anyway, let's grab this other sticky note. And basically this is a freebie in my Facebook group. If you join my Facebook group, you will get this PDF. It's one page. It looks kind of weird because I've printed over this a few times, but when you first get it, it's gonna just be printed normal. And you get this, you print it out, you take your white sticky notes and you put it over top of, you take it off of here, and you put it over top just like this, and then you print it out again. You just print another copy of the same thing. And so that's why this looks extra dark, because it's been printed a few times. I just keep using this over and over. And then the printing will be on the sticky note instead of on the page, and then you'll have yourself a little color coding key like this. So that's what I'm going to use today. You could use this in totally different ways. Like in my Power Sheets video, I did Planner Kate stickers, the colorful tending tape, all of the highlighters, and the dot markers over here, because there are 8 categories in Power Sheets, 8 goal categories, so it lined up right to do it that way. But with the monthly color scheme in Erin Condren, we have 12 different colors, obviously, for the 12 months. And so I am going to just have the 12 here, and then we will have 4 extra for if I want to assign a color to a specific category that's not a month. So let's just start and go down the list with just the months in order. And the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to take these Planner K dots. Here they are. This is sheet V58, and it's in the Erin Condren bold colorway. And I'm just going to take these dots and I'm going to place them on the, they fit perfectly on the circles here, but I am going to put them next to it because I want to put my dots, my dot markers in the circles that are printed on the sticky note, and I'm just going to put the other one right next to it so it just looks like the 2 dots are next to each other. So that's January, February. I don't think I need to say all the months, but you get the idea. I'm just going to be putting these on in order. And then I'm going to go down the list and we'll do the dot markers first, and then we'll check which mild liners and which Erin Condren dual tip markers work the best for highlighting, because Erin Condren has a ton of highlighters and markers and writing utensils, but it's always baffled me that they haven't ever come out, or well, not recently anyway. I don't know if they have in the past, but they don't have a set of markers that just matches their monthly color scheme. Like if they did that, that would be so like easy. They did have those gel pens at one time. Let me see, I think I have some right here. I don't know if these are the ones. Are these the ones? These might be the ones where they had a color for every month, but these didn't really write that well, and they're pens, they're not highlighters. And I prefer to use my color through highlighters and not in pens. Like I don't like to write in the color like I just don't really care for colored pens, I guess. Okay, and then we're on November and December. And what's also cool about this is that there's the 4 leftovers that if I wanted to, I could try to match my highlighters with these 4 neutral colors that Planner Kate includes on this sheet. But I think I might just leave them blank for now. So let's go for the dot markers first, and all of these things I'll link in the description. The Erin Condren markers are going to be like the most complicated to find just because there's more than one set that looks like this, so that would be like a direct link. But the mild liners and the dot markers, these are in my Amazon storefront and my Walmart storefront. So this is the color Ocean, and I'm going to use this for both January and June because it lines up with both, and there's no reason to have a different marker because it lines up with both, and I think it works fine the way I use color in my planner. I'm just going to be using this to, like, you know, make check boxes and stuff for on my monthly spread, and I would want it to match the monthly color. If you were using it for color coding, as far as so that you could see at a glance if an appointment is for like your son or your husband or whatever, then yeah, you would want different colors. But for my purposes, this is how it works. And this is the color Salmon, and that's gonna go for February. And I think I need to also use this January color, the Ocean, for March. Okay, and then now for April, we have a couple of we have this purple, but the one that's called Splash is actually better for April. It's like a perfect match. Even though it's kind of like a bluish color, on paper it looks exactly like the April color. And then we have, for May, I think we're gonna use Island Coral. I may have been able to use this fawn for like a more pastel version of that, but that's okay. And then Denim is good for July. And what is this called? Summer Sun for August. And this Hyacinth purple color for September. And then we'll go back and do the Island Coral again for October because that's the closest I have to an orange, and it's not a perfect match. It looks pretty good on paper, but I think I would want something with a little bit more of like a yellow tone to it. But that's okay. It's gonna work for now. I don't need to buy a whole new marker or anything. That'll work just fine for me. And Bluebonnet for November. And then what is this? Kiwi for December. That's like a perfect match as well. So there are all our dots, and they look really great next to the colors here from the Planner Kate stickers. Okay, so now we're going to do the highlighters. So let me move the dot markers out of the way. Here we go. So for the highlighters, we've got 2 choices. We've got mild liners and we've got the Erin Condren dual tips. So for January, I know that this mermaid color is really great. And I'm also going to use it for June. I think it's perfect. And I'm just going to use this snap-in bookmark as a straight edge guide because I cannot highlight straight. So we've got that one, and then let's do it again for June. Now, one other thing to note is that both the mild liners and the dot markers have another side that's like a fine point. So you could also use those to write if you wanted to write with a color instead of just highlighting or dotting. February, I'm going to use, I don't know if this magenta, what is this called? Salmon on the Erin Condren colors. I think that might be better than the mild liner. They're very similar. Let's just use the Erin Condren one. So this is Erin Condren Salmon. I'm still not even highlighting straight, even with using that as a guide. And then we've got Spruce, which is one of the Erin Condren colors. It would be really great if all of the colors could be Erin Condren, but they just don't line up right. Iris is a perfect match for April. It's also an Erin Condren. And for May, this peach color works. However, I am thinking I want to try, this is the color Vermilion. That's too dark. It could work if you like that monochrome, different tones. But then I also have Rose Coral. That's still a little too pink. And peach is just, it's not peach, it's just a pink, you know? So actually I'm going to grab this color. It's called Cherry Blossom, and there's 4. Let me show you here. These are all the same color, and they're all called Cherry Blossom, I believe, or just cherry, and they're in all of those variety packs, so no matter which one you have, it would work. And so I think this is I just think this is a much better match, even though it doesn't go with any of our other sets here. But it's just one of those things that I'm going to need to know when it comes time to use a highlighter for May. I need to grab one of these and not from my usual stash of pens and markers. So for July's color, we're going to use the dark blue mild liner. I think that's the best option. And for August, I prefer the yellow of the mild liner. It's more of a gold, whereas the marigold in the Erin Condren set is a little too like lemony for me. So we're gonna use gold mild liner. It's a perfect match for August. And now we're back up here to September, and we have a lot of choices as far as purple goes. So this one's a little too blue or too cool. What about this one? I think this one is too pink. Yeah, that's not going to work either. And this one's very similar, I believe. Yes, that one's like almost the exact same color. And then this purple, I don't know. I really like the dot marker purple the best. And I don't really like any of these for September, but we gotta pick one. I can't think of any color I have in the other sets. Okay, so actually after the ink kind of dries a little bit, I think one of these ones actually is going to work better. So we'll just go with the Erin Condren one. It's the color Raspberry. And it's not quite as saturated as the like the sticker from Planner Kate, but it matches the dot of the dot marker the best. Now for orange, we can use the Vermilion, or we could use this Nectarine color from Erin Condren. And I kind of think Vermilion, I don't know, it's really hard. The Vermilion matches the coral the best. Where is it? This one. These like match perfectly together. but the orange that you find on the October tab of your planner isn't really the right, it doesn't really go. So I think we will just use this. And then, like I said, if I ever have an opportunity to get an orange dot marker that is like a better orange, then I will, but it's also not that serious and I don't need to be a perfectionist about it. So there's orange, or well, it's called nectarine. And then November, we're gonna use Pacific from Erin Condren. And then the very last one is Aloe from Erin Condren, but the green mild liner also matches like perfectly to that. So don't forget to join the Facebook group and grab your free printable color coding key sticky note. You can use it for any planner, any kind of color coding scheme. And if you do, I would love to see it. If you want to tag me on Instagram or post a photo in the Facebook group, I would love to see it. So I'm glad that I did this instead of just holding out for perfection and trying to fill out that whole 2-page spread in my notes section, because I did that in August and then I never picked it back up and did it again. And we're now in January and that whole time has passed that I could have just been done with it and then I didn't. But this way, this is much less overwhelming to me, and these markers are always within reach and I don't have to really think about it. Like, they're just there and ready to be used. So I'm really just gonna go, even though I know these colors and I don't need to, I'm just gonna write them in and just say that this is, you know, each month that these go with. Another thing I could do to make it even more functional is, now that I have the colors set out and I know which ones work, I could take what I know and create that notes page now with just the colors on the page, the month, and then I could write whether it's an Erin Condren color and the name of the color. I could write the dot, you know, the dot marker. I could make like a little chart in that way. And that sounds fun, and that sounds something I might do in the future. Just because now it seems less daunting now that I know exactly which colors are which. And then I would have a reference. But for right now, this is a sticky note and it can go anywhere. And this is really all I need. And I can just put it in my planner, like right here on the front cover or anywhere else in my planner. So that's kind of what I think I'm going to do for now. And then maybe in my next planner, when I get a new planner, for July of this year, maybe I will create that notes page knowing what I know now and taking that step out of it. So that is the mess on my table right now. I love playing with this stuff, and now that I know the colors and it wasn't so overwhelming, I might actually use these things in my planner instead of just leaving them in the pen holder. So that is going to be it for this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you really liked it, please consider subscribing, because I post functional planning videos on my channel a few times a week. And if you liked this one, you're probably going to like those ones too. And I would love to see you in the next one. Until then, embrace your imperfections and just be you. Bye.